नमो नलिननेत्राय वेणुवाद्य विनोदिने राधाधर सुधापान शालिने वनमालिने महाभाव स्वरूपास्त्वं कृष्ण प्रिय वरीयसे प्रेम भक्ति प्रदे देवी राधिका त्वं नमोस्तुते। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 16, and text number 5. Yannamani च गृह्णन्ति लोकोऽप्युत्ते कृतागसि सो असाधुवादस्तत्कीर्तिम् हन्तिं त्वचम् इवामयम् यन्नामानि च गृह्णन्ते लोकोऽप्युत्ते कृतागसि सो असाधुवादस्तत्कीर्तिम् हन्ति त्वचम् इवामयः यन्नामानि च गृह्णन्ते लोकोऽप्युत्ते कृतागसि सो असाधुवादस्तत्कीर्तिम् हन्ति त्वचम् इवामयः यद of whom namani the names cha and granati take lokaha people in general Krite when a servant kritagasi has committed something wrong saha that asadhuvadaha blame tat of that person kirtim the reputation hanti destroys tvacham the skin ivaha as amayah leprosy. Translation and purport by His Loving Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: a wrong act committed by a servant leads people in general to blame his master. Just as a spot of a white leprosy on any part of the body pollutes all of the skin. Purport: a Vaishnava therefore should be fully qualified. As stated in Bhagavatam, anyone who has become a Vaishnava has developed all the good qualities of demigods. There are 26 qualifications mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. A devotee should always see that this Vaishnava qualities increases with the advancement of his Krishna consciousness. A devotee should be blameless because any offense by the devotee is a scare on the Supreme Personality of a God. The devotee's duty is to be always conscious in his dealings with others, especially with another devotee of the Lord. Om Agyan ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्यति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। यन्नामानि च गृह्णाति लोको भृत्ते कृतागसि सो असाधुवादस तत्कीर्तिं हन्ति त्वचम इवा अमयः। In this verse, Lord is showing his responsibility over the living entities. If anyone does something wrong, especially the servant of someone, if he commits some mistake or some wrong thing, then who gets blamed? The person individually definitely gets blamed for that. But along with him, the master of that person also gets blamed. Generally, in devotee circle, we see if some devotee does some wrong, then the first question the senior person they ask is, who is his spiritual master? Have they trained him or not? Does he know how to behave or not? So whom it goes? That blame goes to the spiritual master. Lord here, he is taking the responsibility. He said, these are my servants. And whatever they have committed offense at your feet, that blame goes to me. And in the purport, Prabhupada says that Vaishnava should be fully qualified. So it is surprising. Sometimes this big terminology that we use it without understanding their meanings. If you really understand them, what it means, then really it matters a lot to make a progress in our spiritual life. In general, people they say, I'm also a devotee. Hmm? I'm also Vaishnava. We generalize this terminology. But this terminology has a deep meaning. As in previous two verses, Lord has explained who is Brahmana. Huh? Who is Brahmana? Brahmana is that person who has taken shelter at the lotus feet of Lord. Brahma Janati sa Brahmana. Who knows about the absolute truth. That person is a Brahmana. And in the purport Prabhupada says, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sripad Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he has explained wonderful qualities of Vaishnavas or a pure devotee of the Lord. Because whoever takes up the service to their Lordship or devotion to their Lordship, automatically he develops the qualities of demigods. Yasyasti bhagati bhakti bhagavati akhanchanaha samashrite sarva gunai sura. The person who develops devotional service for the Lord, then he is the possessor of the qualities of demigods. He develops all the qualities of demigods. And he has listed 26 qualities of Vaishnava. The first one he says that Daya. He is kind to everyone. The devotee is merciful because he is the well-wishing friend of all living. He is not only favorably inclined to the human society but also to plants and animals. He treats all the living entities in such a way that they ultimately become free from the material bondage and go back to God. That's the quality of Vaishnava. Because Vaishnava, his desires became as the same desires of the Lordship. Kamyam tu dasyam natu kamakami. Whatever Lord desires, that same thing the devotee desires. And what the Lord desires? Lord is always desiring that all the living entities who are in this conditioned world, they should go back to Him. And same way, pure devotee, by His mercy, He makes it easy for common people to get the Krishna consciousness. Then the next quality it is said that he is humble and does not quarrel with anyone. Sometimes what happens? Outwardly, some people they show humility. Something else is there in the heart and something else is there on the tongue. The superficial exhibition of humility. That will not work out. To be humble means that one is not hankering to be worshipped by others. Generally, people wanted to take advantage of their humility also. By showing their humility or their humbleness, they wanted to gather pratishtha. Oh, that Prabhuji is very humble, very down to the earth. But just for the show, for the sake of showing. But what is the real purpose behind? To get adoration. He is not only favorably inclined, sorry, humility should not be artificially but honest, deep, and natural. These three things are important. That person should be honest to his behavior, the way he's behaving, not artificially or superficially showing something and hiding something. Honesty should be there in the heart. Second thing, that humility should be from the bottom of the heart, and it should be natural. It was some 10, 20 years back. Our Guru Maharaj gave a very wonderful lecture on the three principles through which we can strengthen our devotional service. Bhaktapada Dhuli, Bhaktapada Jal, Bhakta Bhakta Avashesha, Ye Teen Mahapad. That's what Chaitanya Charitamrita explains. That if you take the dust from the lotus feet of devotee, the water that has washed his lotus feet, and third thing, the remnants that he has taken. If you honor that, what happens? Your devotional mood increases. So everybody got in that mood that they wanted to take dust from others' lotus feet. Thousands of devotees were there, and it so happened they jumped on one devotee to take dust from his lotus feet. Poor fellow got a knee fracture because everyone jumped on him and he got squeezed out totally. Someone was dragging his feet, someone was trying to touch his head on his feet, and poor fellow got a knee injury. It was fractured, Almost for 4 months, he was immovable, literally. So that sort of a humility will not work out. If you really wanted to take dust, then when he passes away, you just go and take it from the earth, not directly just jumping on his feet and squeezing them or dragging them. That's not the way to show your humility. The most important thing showing humility is to following their words, following their instruction. That's the real way of showing humility. Then this humility will develop when the conditioned soul admits its wrong attitude towards Krishna and prays to him for forgiveness and to be allowed to always engage in his devotional service. And we have seen Sanatan Goswami by their own example that how we should be humble. Who were there? In their Purvashram, one was like a finance minister and one was a chief minister. Not chief minister, what they call prime minister. Sanatan Goswami was a prime minister and Rupa Goswami was a finance minister for Nawab those days. But when they went in front of Lord Chaitanya, Dante Trinadhari, they appeared in front of Lord Chaitanya by taking a straw in their mouth. That gesture shows the ultimate humility, actually. Raghunath Das Goswami. He was so humble. Every day he used to offer dandavats to 1,000 Vaishnavas. And he used to chant his 3 lakh Namajap also every day without. That's the humility. Never used to offend anyone. And that's from really, from genuine, from the heart, not to just for the sake of showing it. Like that one Digvijay Pandit, he visited Vrindavan. And he heard that there is a Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. They are really great scholars of Vrindavan. So he wanted to have a debate with them. So he came. And he challenged them, either you must debate with me or just write down the victory later on. Rupa Goswami Pad immediately he wrote it down that you are a Vijay, you got the victory, and we have lost. He gave it in his hand. That person, he took it and he started propagating that he's such a scholar that even Rupa Goswami, he has defeated the Rupa Goswami. Then Jiva Goswami Pad, he heard that. He felt offended. He said, what is this? How this person is so, what we can say, foolish. He does not understand whose letter he is carrying and what he is speaking about. He claims that he has defeated Rupa Goswami. Then Jiva Goswami, he challenged. And within no time, he just shattered him like anything. And that news went to Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami got so angry with Jiva that we are not here to show our intelligence. We are not here to show our scholarship. We are here to humbly serve the divine couple. And if you have this attitude of a scholarship, then I reject you as my disciple. Go elsewhere. See, that is the humility of Lord's devotees. They were big scholars. Then the next quality that has explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that is truthful, fixed in the absolute truth. Satyata. The person who always resides with the absolute truth, or who always realize the absolute truth, that person can get this quality. The primary truthfulness for a disciple to keep his vow of following the regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds of japa every day. Also, a devotee should not perform any illegal activities, and he should always act in Krishna's interest and not in his own, in order to remain fixed in the absolute truth. And then the next quality is faultless, adosha. A devotee who in words, deeds and mind is always surrendered to Krishna, who executes Krishna's desire to the best of his ability, is considered to be faultless. One of the name of the Lordship is Achyuta. No, Achyuta is. Achyuta means fallen. Achyuta means who never falls down. That is Achyuta. One of the name of Lord is itself is Adosha. Means who does not have any fault. So, and devotees are called as a Adosha Darashi. They never find faults with anyone. Why? Because they see the presence of Lord in everyone's heart. So where they can find fault then? If they see Lord everywhere. Then Dani means charitable. A devotee is charitable because he knows that love of Krishna is the best and he contributes it without selfish motives. His charity has no limits, just like the happiness someone experienced who got the gift of Krishna consciousness. See, there is one famous prayer. Generally, the Shankarites or impersonalists, they sing this. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave. Sripad Vallabhacharya has given wonderful commentary on this shloka. He says, why here this Guru is considered Sakshat Parabrahma? Because whatever creation, destruction, and maintenance has done by Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha has its own limitations. Brahma, he creates, but his creation gets destroyed by Shivji. Shivji, he destroys, but again Brahmaji creates them. Lord Vishnu tried to maintain it, but again Shivji destroys. So whatever creation, maintenance, and destruction is done by Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha, you can't compare that with the creation that has done by the spiritual master. What he creates? He creates the pure consciousness of living entity, which never gets destroyed. He gives that knowledge, which never gets destroyed. That's why he is considered higher than these all three murtis. And he knows what is the most essential thing that one has to take up. And what is that? Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtan. The most cherishable and most enjoyable thing, the greatest asset of Goloka is given by the spiritual master, which never get destroyed. That's the glory. And that's why the pure devotee is considered as a charitable. Because his charity is, by giving, it increases. You get it. You start relishing it. And when you start giving it, it increases. It multiplies. So where is the consideration for destruction? No. So that sort of a charity is done by devotees. Then the next quality of devotee is mild. Mild means mridu, komala. A devotee avoids illusory materialistic happiness and thus is spared from the suffering which is bound to it. He always remains peaceful because he is satisfied within Krishna consciousness. Atma Ramashama Yoga. He is self-satisfied. Why? Because he is content in his heart. He does not have any material hankerings. Only what he needs: engagement, Lord's service. And he's a pure, Shuddha. because he has taken up the process which purifies him from in and out. As we chant that mantra before any puja, apavitro pavitro va, apavitro pavitro va, sarva avasthan gato piva, yasmared pundarikaksham sabhaya bhantara. Just by remembering the name of Lord, if you get purified internally and externally, wherever you may go, then what to speak if you really realize there is a Lord in your heart and you have established your relationship? Then that person is known as a Tirtha, the personification of a holy place, which can purify, which can create sanctification in your life. In the first canto, when Vidurji came to meet Pandavas in the forest, so by seeing Vidurji, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he prayed to him. Bhavada vida bhagavatas tirtam bhuta swayam vivoho. Tirthi gurtvanti tirthani swanta stena gadakrata. You are as good as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, because you carry Him in your heart, and wherever you go, you create that place as a holy place. That potential you have. And when you get that stage, when your heart, when your mind, consciousness, everything is extremely pure, then the next quality is sarala, simple, without any material possession. They live very simple because they don't have hankering for material possessions. There are people, they have so much hankering for the material possession. You can see them, they are most complicated person. Like one day, one king was traveling. And while going, he saw there a paddy field, and one person is lying under the tree on the stone. And he was looking so peaceful, so happy, so calm. So king asked his soldier, go and get that person. I wanted to see him. So he came. He saw that just he has put only a lower garments. Nothing is there on the top. And he was looking so fresh, jubilant, happy, and content. King asked him, what are you doing? Why you are so lazy? You're just lying under the tree on the stone. Huh? Then he said, Maharaj, what am I supposed to do? He said, you should work hard. He said, for what reason I have to work hard? Then you can grow nice grains, you can sell them, have enough money. Huh? And whenever you have all the comforts and money, then you can lie down and sleep. Then he said, after getting everything and lying down, what am I going to get? He said, you are going to get satisfaction. There will be peace in your mind. Then he looked at king and he asked, are you satisfied? Then king got a big question on his face. He said, why you are asking me? He said, because you are traveling everywhere. You are attacking other kingdoms to possess so much of wealth and everything. You are expanding your boundaries. But are you satisfied with that? He said, no. And he said, I'm satisfied in this my condition. What, as per your assumption, what I supposed to do after so many years, already I'm doing that. That contentment of heart, you can get it only by taking shelter at the lotus feet of God. See, like in your childhood, you must have seen people were not that much busy. As we can see, everyone, they're just running. Morning 4:30 they get up. They sleep at sometimes 11:30, 1, 12, like that. And they think us who are staying in the temple are more austere than them. But I feel they are more austere than us. Because here in temple, like 8:30, we have hot, really steaming hot breakfast. 1 o'clock again, we are going to get the nice lunch with the 13 items minimum. Evening again, we are going to have a fresh, steaming food to eat. What are the other people? They are working outside so hard, getting up early in the morning, just taking the food stuff, whatever they have prepared yesterday, put it in the oven, make it hot, have it, and then run for the office. Then what they say? Just grab something in the noon. They don't eat, they grab food. I was surprised to hear it. The people yesterday grab food. Who grabs it? Generally, cat and dog, they grab their food, not the human beings. Prabhupada, he used all the terminologies very perfectly. People are working and running around like the cats and dogs. That's what they are doing. Sometimes they get it, don't get it, then they fast for the whole day. Then night time when they come back, then they will have something. Who is really doing austerity? Why they are doing all these things? They are creating their own complication because they are not satisfied with what they have. They are not content with that. But devotees, they are content. They are nispruha. They don't have any material desires. That's why they are content. They are happy with what they have. Then benevolent, most lovable. Since Krishna consciousness affects the heart of every living entity, the welfare work of a devotee is not restricted to the specific race, species, etc., but for the benefit of all living entities. They do it. Then, peaceful, prashant. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained the mind of sadhu or Vaishnava or devotee is just like a water in the lake. When you go the shore of a very quiet lake, what you can see? There are no waves in the water. There are no, what they call? You put a stone and then it forms valaya. Ripples. There are no ripples in the water. So same way the mind of devotees is like that. Because they don't have any material hankerings, their mind is always peaceful. You see the pics of any great personalities who has taken the shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. You will find peace on their face. Look at, look at, look into their eyes. They are so clear, clean. And look at the businessmen or the people who are working for others. Look at their faces. tired, exhausted. Something is drilling behind their eyes. Huh? So much and so many things are going on because it has a lot of divergence here and there. People themselves claim as a devotee, but look at their face. They look like totally exhausted, huh? Worn out, always in tension. What it indicates? If we see all these things, that person can be a devotee. Can't be. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says Vaishnava means by seeing him, one can remember Lord. If you see some pitiful person, do you remember Lord? Huh? So the devotees, they are always peaceful. And the next quality that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, that he is asakta to the Lord. He is completely attached to Krishna. Krishna graha grasita, like a Prahlad. And the 13th quality is Nishkama. He does not have any desire. What it means? To become a desireless also is a desire. Then how devotees are desireless? Here, the desireless means when one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, one realizes that all one's desire are satisfied. And thus one does not have any material desire for anything anymore. And one only desires to serve Guru and Krishna. That is desire. Desireless means no hankerings for own sense gratification. The rest of the things we'll discuss tomorrow. There, these 13 are there, another 13 are there that we will continue because this topic is on the same theme. It's going on. Our Lord is explaining these qualities of devotees, and He Himself also exhibiting wonderful qualities. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And the disciples' duty is that spiritual master is not gets defeated, right? And that's one of his duties. Like Jiva Goswami name. Try to
See, as per the Dharma Shastra, it is explained. Spiritual master takes care of your spiritual body. He takes care of your mind, consciousness, and intelligence. So disciples are bound to take care of spiritual master's physical health, his physical body, his fame. That should be taken care by the disciple. He should make sure that there should not be blame on spiritual master. Because most of the time, the spiritual master are getting blamed and they become infamous because of the acts of their disciples. If disciples commit some mistakes, that directly goes to him. So it is responsibility of a disciple. He should be disciplined. And to be disciplined means follow the instructions of spiritual master. Try to understand, imbibes his mood. That's his, what they call, prime responsibility. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।